What's going on, guys? Today we're going to come with the best Super Bowl over-unders, what I think will hit, what I don't think will hit. First, we're going to start with the passing yards. Brock Purdy, under or over 244.5 passing yards. I think he will go over. I think will be a good day for him. I think will be a couple swing passes out there. Christian McCaffrey, get him in open field, get him in space, and really just keep the chains moving. Just lots of quick, easy passes for him. I think will happen. Not too many long balls, but I think he'll hit that mark. Patrick Mahomes, over or under 259.5. I think he will go under. I think this will be a run-heavy style with Isaiah Pacheco, who we've seen them rely on in the playoffs a lot. I think it will be sort of the same, just really relying on the guy that got you there. Of course, Patrick Mahomes easily could hit this number. Next up, for receiving, Brandon Ayuk, over or under 62.5. I think he will go under. I don't think he will have the biggest day, but if he has a decent, I feel like he's a big hit or miss guy. So he could, depending on where L'Jarius Sneed lines up, would really depend this, where I don't really know yet. Next up, Christian McCaffrey, 34.5. I think this is an easy over. I think they would really need to get Christian McCaffrey going in open space. And one of the easier ways to do that is with screen passes behind Trent Williams, all of that. That should be a rather easy one to hit on. Next up, we have Deebo Samuel, 56.5. I think that this will be an over, because I think they will be trying to run some jet sweeps, just toss him up the ball. Counts as passing yards, but we've seen them do it before. Screen passes, which we see this 49ers offense really utilize. So does this Chiefs offense. Next up, George Kittle, 46.5. I think he goes over. We see his big play ability, where he might not get the most receptions a game like we saw in the Packers game, but the ones he does, he makes them count in 30, 40-yard plus gains and normally touchdowns. So I think we could say that this one's going to hit. Next up, Chiefs side of things, Isaiah Pacheco, 16.5 for receiving yards. I think this will be an over. So if you're trying to work off play action, we know that this Chiefs offense likes their screens a lot. So don't be surprised in the screens that they run, where just trying to get their guys with a chance. Next up, Jauan Jennings, 14.5. I think he goes over. I think that this won't be the hardest one for him to hit, because it's really one first down and a little more gets you there. So this isn't the hardest one to predict. Justin Watson, 16.5. Another one where I feel like it's pretty more, you can rely on them hitting this small mark. MVS, 16.5. I think he goes over. Noah Gray, 12.5. I think he goes over. Rashee Rice, 66.5. I think he goes under. I think the 49ers contain him very well. Then Travis Kelce, 70.5. I think he goes under. They contain him really well. Dre Greenlaw, Fred Warner are going to try and just take Travis Kelce right out of this game, put all the pressure on the young Rashee Rice. Next up, for rushing yards, Brock Purdy, 12.5. I think he'll do it. I think he's going to go in there saying that he has to do whatever it takes, do more than he has, play like not like a game manager, play like a game winner. Christian McCaffrey, 89.5. This is a tough one, because we know that they like to get him in the passing game as well, but the rushing yards leader in the Super Bowl to get over 90, I think he does it. Deebo Samuel, 14.5. I think he goes over as well. Really, we see them with the handoffs. The Deebo package works very well. And jet sweeps under center work, end arounds, all of that for an easy hit. Isaiah Pacheco, 67.5, I think he goes over in a big Chiefs rushing day. Just trying to pound the rock right at this, one of the best 49ers defenses in the league right now. Patrick Mahomes, 25.5, I think he goes over. We've seen him make his magic, especially in the Super Bowl, making plays on the ground. I don't think he might not get it all in one chunk, but it will definitely add up with 5 yard rushes after 5 yards just to get up there. Next up is the defensive side of the ball. And I'm going to be looking at sacks first. Arik Armstead for a quarter of a sack. I think he's good for that. Because I feel like this 49ers team is so good of pass rushers, you can just fall in the right place and get half a sack, and there's your one thing. Same thing with Chase Young. Quarter of a sack, he's going to go over. Chris Jones, quarter of a sack, he'll go over. George Karlaftis, I think he'll go over with half a sack. And moving on to Nick Bosa, quarter of a sack, I think he'll hit that too. Next up, we have the kicking unit. Harrison Butker for 6.5 points. I think that's an easy over. We've seen him in the playoffs in the later weeks in the regular season. Really, the Chiefs' offense, sometimes they'll stall out later once they get halfway down the field, but they have one of the best kickers. And to go over 6.5 for him, we've seen him do it in lots of weeks previously. Jake Moody, 7.5. I would like to pick this one for an over, but the only hard part about this is we've seen him with struggles in his accuracy. The Cleveland game, he missed the field goal for the win. So right here, I think I'm going to have to go with the under for his point total. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.